Hey, Angela here from Brooklyn, New York. If you are at home, starting to feel a little anxious, feeling like you need to move around a little bit, throw out your yoga mat, grab a yoga block or two, and come to stand. You're gonna stand at the top of the mat, feet about hip bone distance apart or sits bone distance apart. Just stand on both feet. Don't worry about what direction the toes are pointing in. All right, get a sense that you can stack your rib cage over your pelvis here and your skull over both the rib cage and the pelvis. On an inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. On an exhale, float the arms forward and down. Do that again. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale, sweep the arms forward and down. This time, inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, and then twist your body to the right. As you exhale, reach the right arm to the wall behind you and the left arm to the wall in front of you. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take that rotation to the left, reaching the left arm back and the right arm forward. Do that again. Inhale, arms come up. Again, rotate to the right. Don't worry about your pelvis moving. All right, all we're looking to do is get some motion here. And exhale, rotate to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bend the knees first and then fold forward over the legs. If you've got your blocks handy at the top of the mat, you can place your hands on the blocks and drop the head down. Take a deep breath in here and a deep breath out. You're gonna step your left foot back to a lunge position. I like blocks under my hands because I have a really long tibia, a really long lower leg. So the blocks under the hands here, I can root down and get that extension of the spine without feeling like I'm jamming up in the front of my right hip joint here. Breathe in here. Breathe out. On your next inhale, step the left foot forward. Keep the knees bent as if coming into a chair pose or a squat. And then step the right foot back. So you're taking your lunge pose on the other side. All we're looking to do here is just wake up some of the bigger muscles of the legs. Right, keep those back ribs drawing up towards the ceiling. Take another breath in here. And another breath out. Step the right foot forward. Once again, fold into your legs. You might straighten the legs. You might keep a slight bend in the knees. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the left leg back. This time, reach the arms up, high lunge pose. And you can put bend in the back knee, absolutely fine. All right, again, we're looking for that rib cage to stay stacked over the pelvis here. And on an exhale, rotate your body to the right, reaching the right arm back and the left arm forward. Inhale, come back to center. So you did this standing on 2 feet symmetrically. Exhale, open to the left. So it's not quite warrior 2. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate to the right. Let that left hip pull forward if needed. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips and then lean the body forward in space. So we're loading this lunge and we're looking to keep the back ribs pulling up towards the ceiling. So by pushing my right foot down, I can actually gain access to my core, to my center, to lift the back ribs towards the ceiling. Now reaching both arms forward in space, step the left foot forward to meet the right. Can keep the knees bent here. And then step the right foot back. So I'm coming to high lunge on the second side. Breathe here. Looking for a nice opening across the back line of the body and the sense that my head can turn from right to left when my arms are up. On your next exhalation, rotate the torso to the left, reaching the right arm forward and the left arm back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, rotate open to the right. Not quite warrior 2 though. Inhale, back to center. Exhale again, rotate to the left. And again, if that right hip needs to come forward, it comes forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate to your right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips and then load up the lunge. Loading the lunge, I'm pushing my left foot down so that I can lift my back ribs towards the ceiling. And I am engaged here, not only in that deep Suppican muscle, the transverse abdominis, but also in that long rectus abdominal muscle. Reaching the arms forward in space, I'm going to shift my weight forward and step the right foot forward to meet the left. Fold into the legs. Take a breath in here. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. You can keep the blocks under your hands or set the blocks off to the sides. I'm going to keep the blocks under my hands right now. Bending the knees if you'd like here. Right, drawing the tops of the thighs back in space, pushing the floor away. On an inhale, come forward to a plank pose. And you can always do plank with your knees on the floor. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, come forward to a plank pose. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Stay here as you exhale. Keep those back ribs lifting towards the ceiling. So there is a theme happening here. We're looking to keep the back ribs in line with the back of the pelvis. And keeping the shoulders where they are, start walking the feet forward. So my hips are drawing up, I'm pushing my hands down as I walk the feet forward. And there's a point where I need to shift the weight into the legs, bend the knees, adjust the blocks, let the head go. Shake the head out, no. You can putter out your lips. Take another breath in here, and another breath out. Setting one block off to the side, inhale, lengthen the spine. Put a bend in the knees, pick that other block up, come all the way up to stand. Take that block, squeeze it between the upper inner thighs, and then make sure it's the upper inner thighs that are hugging in here. Take a breath in, and take a breath out. Just getting that sense of drawing in. Nothing too fancy, we're just gonna hug that block. Notice if you over squeeze with the outer hips. Last breath in here, and last breath out. Now we're gonna take the block and place it under the right foot. So placing the block under the right foot, you're gonna make yourself a little bit taller here. Now, as you come to stand on your right foot, take a breath in, bring the left knee up for a half march position. And just let the left hand rest on that left thigh. Lift the thigh into the hand, and as the thigh moves into the hand, push down. See if that gives you a little bit more transverse work, a little bit more abdominal work, and maybe even a little bit more right glute work. Take another breath in here. Exhale, step the left leg back to a lunge position. Whoa, hopefully your mat doesn't curl up on you like mine just did. All right, back into your lunge position here. Open up warrior two. Spin the back heel to the floor. Don't worry about how wide or long your stance is here. Reach the arms out to the sides, taking your warrior two stance. Inhale here. And exhale. And we're looking to lift up on the inner arch of the right foot and draw back on that outer right hip so that the right outer knee feels like it's getting pulled back to the outer right hip. From there, go ahead, bring the right arm on the inside of the right leg, left arm to the ceiling or alongside the left ear, if that is a better placement. And try to let your right arm dangle. So if we're not resting the arm on the leg, I'm really forcing that right hip to work for me. Here's the tricky bit, getting out of it. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Put the hands on the hips. You're gonna pick the back heel up. Lean forward as you shift that left hip forward in space. And then loading that right hip, and you can feel that work happening. You're pushing down into the block, to pull the left knee up. Can you find back ribs stacked over the front ribs? Switching sides. Placing the block under the left foot here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, push down to pull the right knee up. Right, again, we're looking for back rib width here. Breathing in, rest the right hand on the right thigh and push down into that thigh. Pull up. Does that give you just a little bit more feedback on what muscles really can fire and work for you here? And there, you're gonna step the right leg back, coming into a lunge position. Take your time, coming into this lunge position. Wherever your arms need to go, they're gonna go. And then open up warrior two. So adjusting your back foot, coming into your warrior two stance. And you might notice you don't have to go as long here because we've raised that left foot up. Arms reaching out to the sides. Notice if you're rolling out on your left foot just to try and keep that left knee in line with the ankle, be more interested in pressing down to that left big toe mount. And then take a side bend, loading this. So the left arm's gonna come inside the left leg and the right arm's gonna reach alongside the right ear cheek line here. And you'll start to feel that work. It's really different when we're not allowing the limbs to touch one another here. Take another breath in and another breath out. In your next inhale, come up out of this, come back to warrior two. Place the hands on the hips. You're gonna pick the back heel up, wrap the right hip forward and lean forward. From there, push down to that left foot. Use that left glute. Come all the way to half march. Release the right foot down. Set the blocks forward and off to the sides of your mat. And come back, downward facing dog. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Inhale, come forward to a plank position. Release the knees to the ground. Exhale, go all the way down onto the abdomen. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. Use your legs here. Find that length of the lower back as you lift the head and chest. Small cobra pose. Breathe in here. Breathe out. If you're feeling this in your lower back, check, are your glutes firing here? Do you have those big muscles that help support where the pelvis is in place working for you? Take one more breath in here. Exhale, release the forehead down, tuck the toes behind you, and then think about catting the back here. So think about those back ribs lifting towards the ceiling as you push down to the floor, coming through hands and knees, and back to a child's pose. And you might use a block under your head or just fold the arms, place your head down. You can always do a little wiggle from side to side. Breathe in here. And breathe out. If you need a little bit more of a side stretch, you can side bend this. Walk the arms over to the right. Reach the left hand far off to the right side of your mat. Draw the hips away from that left hand. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then take that to the other side. Walk the hands over to the left. Right hand ends up somewhere on the outside of that mat. And draw the hips away from that right hand. Breathe in here. Breathe out. And now you got your body nice and warm. You got moving. You got big muscles firing here. You can continue with your practice or take a rest. And if you're working, head back to your desk. Thank you for joining.